All right. I don't know if you can relate to this, but I feel like with the gym, we've got it easy. We've got it a little bit easy in the sense that there is no big ass moment of pressure. It's more so a gradient across your entire day, right? You're not going to make or break your day's worth of lifting in a moment, right? But actually sticking to your diet, having a decent routine, going to bed at the right time, just coming in and killing it. It's like the pressure isn't on so much where I come into the gym like I am this morning for back, thinking, okay, if I don't hit failure in all my sets, I'm screwed. Yeah, it's kind of a guarantee, you know? Like if you slept well and you drank well and you're hydrated, well rested, well fed, let's say you're in a good headspace as well, you're not totally tweaking out about anything, you're basically on track with all the regular responsibilities you know that you have, well then the gym becomes a pretty damn chill spot, or at least a chill chunk of time in your day, and for those who are used to it. Obviously for anybody still in that initial, I don't want to say initiation, but just like the getting used to it period, well then it could be a little daunting, of course. You know, we've got I think most of it is just from like media, like movies and shit, or like in high school how people would say they hated gym class because of all the like just dodgeball or whatever, you know, like any anti-gym stigma. I think it's fizzling out quite well. Nobody's afraid of the gym as much now as they were in like the early 2000s. If you've been lifting for a long time, you're I don't want to say an older guy, let's just say a more experienced character. Well, then I'd love to hear what your grungy ass college gym was like back in like 2005 or 2006. I'd have no idea. I was just getting by then I was just getting my feet on the ground. But yeah, now I don't want to say mainstream, but it's so just generally understood that you should be lifting that, I mean, really everybody should. I want to get to a point where whatever the percentage of the population, let's say at least in the States, just to keep it simple, is lifting, is just growing year by year by year. If it was 100, if it was actually 100, I think we'd live in a different world. We'd live in a different world, because if you have a certain priority that bleeds into your regular day, where instead of everybody just running around, being mad for no reason, they've got a little something that they care about and want to put effort into, and it's kind of a camaraderie type situation, because when you're in a gym and everybody's going hard, everybody just kind of belongs. I think it would be a different world. It'd be a different world if everybody was getting pumped on the regular. But that's for another time. But for today with back, since I slept well, slammed about 1.5 liters of water, including the pre-workout, which I didn't chug, but I just drank. Carbs. Yesterday was a regular macro day, so like 2,800, 2,700 calories. So I'm not extra carbed up or anything special, but I'm about where I need to be. So everything beforehand is ready. It's like I'm about to go on a goddamn, special ops mission. I've been briefed. I've been given the necessary equipment. I've been trained on the equipment. And now the only thing left right here is to execute. So how will I do that? We'll see. I'm gonna see. Right now, since I'm only dieting and just maintaining my muscle, the pressure is even off a little bit more so, where my real goal is I want to go in and just have a really good, 10-ish total sets across my whole back, get everything well stimulated so that I don't lose any size as I continue to get a little bit leaner. And for me, that's very doable. So that means, 3 sets of pull downs, 3 sets of rows, some pullovers, maybe some, just some chest supported stuff. Nothing wild. But as long as I bring it on all these sets, and at the end, I'm totally pumped, well, then I'm freaking golden. So I'm not sure if I want to start with pull downs or rows first. I don't think it really matters. I've I've seen a few of you guys tell me that you like doing rows first because it pre-exhausts your lats a little bit, and then when you finish your back day with lats, then you can really just, totally kill them because they've already got a little bit of pre-exposure from all the rows that you did. But I've also heard the opposite logic, where if you start, or maybe I haven't heard it, but the opposite logic would apply. If you start with pull downs, you start with lats, and then you move on to rows, well, then your lats are already going to be pre-exhausted, so you're not going to use them as much in your rowing actions, and you'll be able to focus more on your mid traps and teres major and all those muscles that make your upper quadrants of your back, like right next to your rear delts and your traps, make that whole area look extra freaky. So what does that tell me? If you can break down both approaches pretty reasonably, is you can do both. I wouldn't sweat it too bad, right? So as long as you're coming in, if you're thinking, okay, pull down, pull down, pull down, and then every pull down is taken, I wouldn't be too pressed to then have to just think, all right, well, yeah, let's just switch to rows. Boom. Like it wouldn't even really be a thought. It would just kind of be like, all right, I guess rows are going to be how we start. What's today? Start this Wednesday. But we're waking up. The city is not asleep. I should start waking up extra early. I feel, if you've ever done this, you'll know it feels kind of cool. If you're driving through your town or wherever to your gym and it's like 4:30, and you're out the door at 4:30, pitch black, and everybody's sleeping while you're about to go lift, that's kind of a cool feeling. Not that it's more stimulating, but straight out of a freaking Mike Tyson hype clip where he's like, I like doing my runs early in the morning because I'm training while everybody else is sleeping. So just a little bit of a psychology type sort of deal. But I think nothing else to say. I'm gonna get some music bumping, and then we can start this back day. So I already did a set, but I did not record it. I did 3 plates, and 3 plates was freaking heavy. I don't think I can do it again. So let's do 2 plates. I only got 8 reps. And the last 2 were like, barely. All right. All right. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh. One more. All right, same thing. And 2 plates is very doable, so I'm trying to really squeeze it at the bottom. Never mind. Ugh. Whew. Ugh. Boah. Ugh. Ooh. Ugh. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Let's move on to a regular pull down now. All right. All right. Okay. Oh, okay. A few more. Let's make a drop set. Okay. Okay. I lied. One more pull down and then a row. I already did 3 of those, so I think 3 of these just feels about right. Yeah, a little lighter. A little bit lighter. All right. M. Okay. Oh my gosh. Now, let's do a row. Okay. Oh, one more. Whew. Okay. One more. And then let's do a cable finisher. Two. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's move on. All right. Oh. Ooh. 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 Okay. Two more of those. I gotta adjust the seat just a teensy bit. There we go. Yeah. Let's just say we're gonna be pumped for the pose down. Ooh. Ooh. Huh. Ugh. 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 Okay. All right. Let's back it up. We are done. I thought I was going to do 3 of those, but I think 2 will do the trick. All right. There we go. So that was what? 2 sets of, I don't know, 3 sets? 3 machine pull downs, 3 regular pull downs, 3 rows, 2 rows, 3 plus 3, yeah, 11 total sets for back. I think that's about right. Your back is pretty big. I used to just consider it like one large muscle group. So usually I do like 8 sets for a body part. So I would just do 8 for my entire back. But I think it's a little more complicated than that. I mean, it's what I've been doing has been working, but I think you should treat your lats and like your upper mid back as separate groups. Not in the sense that they're doing like insanely different things. Like you're still pulling. Like every time I do, I mean, even just any sort of rowing action, that's lats and mid traps. So how I try to separate it is direct. What the fuck is that? I've never heard that sound before. Well, either way, direct lat work, pulling downward or mid-back work where I'm kind of rowing upward, you know. So slightly different approaches. But just standing, I mean, I'm feeling pretty dry in the midsection. And even, so this is fucking sweet for me. Like just to stand and see some side obliques here when I do a little bit of just a regular ab flexing sort of shot. Like not even doing a direct, oh my God. There we go. Yeah, technically, so I've got this like fancy pants fucking automatic tracking thing. So like when I go over here, it follows me. This one is only meant for a camera that weighs like 2 pounds. And this whole setup is probably like 8. So a little buggy. But like I was saying, just being able to stand and see like ab grain over here, that really motivates me to do my post-workout cardio because I'm seeing the results from it just as we freaking speak. So let's just hit a regular ab shot. Like all of that. That's the kind of crazy shit I'm talking about. But what am I doing flexing those? Let's actually see how back looks. Oh my goodness. I need to get a second mirror on like a pivoting wheel system so I can put it behind me and like see my own reflection. But when I edit this thing together, that's when I actually get to enjoy the visuals of just how pumped I was looking. Oh my goodness. All right. So back complete. Let's get on the bike. And then I will see you in the freaking car. There we go. There we go. Back complete. Cardio complete. And that was actually like winning the lottery with the cardio today. So what I mean by that is I put that little piece of foam up on the timer so that I'm not looking at how many minutes have passed. Because if you watch the timer, it's like you're trying to watch paint dry. You know, it's like you're just itching for the friggin' minutes to pass, and it just sucks. So I covered up. Really, I should put like a sticky note on the top section of my phone so that I don't even get to glance at the time when I'm like scrolling between apps or anything. I ended up just playing a bunch of Clash Royale and listening to music. That's usually my go-to 30 minutes of cardio setup. Sometimes I'll go down like a YouTube video rabbit hole or something, but the amount of like mental engagement that sitting there playing Clash Royale has, plus like if this guy starts trolling you with like a well played after he totally zaps like a push or something, I mean it's interesting enough that it makes time pass, right? So I never really play that game outside of cardio because it's just kind of a time killer. But when I'm on the bike, I want to kill time. So that's how I do it. And I'm like, all right, you know, it's probably been 30 minutes. I couldn't help myself. I knew that I started around like 10:30 or something, because I remember looking at the clock on my phone on accident, 10:35, like a few minutes in. So I take an accidental glance. I'm like, all right, 11. Probably getting close. Let's take a look. Peel back the top. 32 minutes. 32 freaking minutes. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Now, the opposite of that situation is, all right, I got to be done. You know, you're pulling a, what's his name? You're pulling a Vito where he's doing all the woodworking whenever he was in hiding or something. I've made this same reference before. And he's like, all right, it's got to be 10:30. 30 more minutes until lunch. Don't check your watch. Don't check it. and then it's like 9 o'clock or something. If you take off the cover, or maybe you put your hoodie over the machine or something, and then you see 10 minutes have passed, and you feel like you want it to have, read like 30, like, oh, I'm finally done, that kind of hurts. That one kind of hurts. So just try your best not to think about it if you're trying to get into your cardio groove, which you should be. I really can't stress this enough. Bulking, cutting, maintaining, even for somebody who just isn't in the gym, it's a pretty good rule of thumb that you should get sweaty pretty frequently. I don't mean all the time. You don't have to be like an Olympic athlete, Michael Phelps, however many crazy hours of training that he would do. Obviously, that's insane. He's an insane dude, though, so I mean, it kind of makes sense. But for us, more regular, just fitness goal oriented, and even just regular lifestyle, like, it's not hard to become sedentary. Let's say you don't have like a physical job. I mean, I guess it is physical, but you don't have something where you're actually moving stuff around or whatever. Maybe you're an accountant, you're some sort of consultant, you're, whatever, it doesn't matter. It can get easy to, wake up, do that, come home, and, well, the work day is now over. I want to chill. Now is chill time, right? And if you're under the, preconception that chilling means leisure, chilling just means like playing video games or watching shows or stuff, which definitely is chilling. If that's all you consider how you're going to spend your extra free time, well, then it gets kind of hard to add cardio or add, a gym session to your routine, because it's like, why would I want to work more? All right, so I can certainly see the difficulty. So make it easier on yourself. At least with the cardio, that's what I'm always trying to do by playing around on my phone. For the workouts themselves, listen to very specific music, or I guess not very specific. I kind of listen to everything, but just get my music playing, get excited, just get amped, get myself into a headspace where I want to do it. It's like you ever hear that? I mean, this is kind of a very specific reference. It's Ryan from The Office, and he's saying some shit about how, like, lead me when I'm in the mood to be led. And the point of that is, like, I'll do something when I'm in the mood to do it, when I'm actually motivated to do it, which is obvious. That's everybody for everything. So just try to at least make it easy enough to get yourself into that headspace of I'm getting it. If you go to the gym at the same time, eventually you'll start to see the same people, and then it'll just become a little bit of like a crew. I know at all my gyms, depending on when I go or how frequently I go. Some of them I don't go to enough where there's no crew yet, but YMCA, Planet Fitness, Anytime Fitness on occasion, Metro, if I'm going at similar times, I know who's going to be there. Maybe not like specifically in the sense of like we hang out or anything, but I know this dude because I see him like 30 times every time I come into Metro. Well, hell yeah. And it just kind of adds to the whole routine of it, And there's a lot of, I'm always thinking about this. It's kind of hard to put into words, but everything is kind of like two contrasting ideas, So I'll talk about this with the gym in general, like the importance of one singular lift. One singular lift isn't that important. It doesn't really do much for you. And it, if I went a whole year and only did one workout, you'd have no fucking idea. So on a lift by lift basis, they're nothing. They're inconsequential, but they add up. So you can also look at it as though every lift is extremely important and is of the utmost freaking value because of that adding up effect, and you should really get after it every single time. But if you miss a day, well, you're not screwed, So it's like with your consistency, you want to kill it, and you want to come into the gym and really push yourself hard and, exert yourself in your sets and approach failure, or at least get there, maybe do some extra kind of assisted or drop sets or whatever. But you also want to be the person or have the mindset where that's just what you do. You're just reaching status quo. You're just doing what you know how to do, which is bringing it. So you want to kill it like you've never killed it before, but doing that should also just be a regular part of your everyday life, and isn't anything extra or special. It's just what you do. So take with that how you will. There's a phrase that I really like. It's called practice, or the way it goes is practice without striving, right? So for me to go into let's say into a freaking basketball court and shoot 1,000 3-pointers, like I can't leave until I hit 1,000. That's probably going to take forever. I'm probably going to get sick of it. I'm probably going to say, I can't, I'm out of here, I'm done. I can't do this, whatever. But to somebody who's really into basketball and they're really motivated to improve their skills, then they're just going to keep doing it. They're not going to build up like mental fatigue. They're going to just keep doing it because that's what they do. It doesn't matter how hard it is, because they've conditioned themselves to know this is just how I do it. This is normal for me. And then I guess it's kind of a combination of experience plus mindset, because you have to believe that that's normal for you to make it normal, but also the more you do it, the more normal it becomes, so it's like what's first, the chicken or the egg, the motivation or the consistency? Kind of both at freaking once, I believe. So as long as do a little bit of not an itinerary, but just look back. How many times have you been to the gym this month? How many times have you been to the gym in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks? If you're watching this, you probably have been pretty consistent. But let me ask you another question. How many times have you done cardio in the last week? Have you done cardio at all in the last 3 weeks? Have you done cardio at all, period? Ooh, all right. Yeah, you thought you were the shit, because I'm like, how many times have you worked out in the last week? And you're like, oh, I worked out 7 times. Hell yeah. But the cardio got you all quiet. All right? It's not my business. I got my cardio under control. But I'm going to get some food in my system, lay out in the sun, get some freaking UV vitamin. I don't know. I don't think I've ever been vitamin D deficient, but I feel pretty good that I've been going out in the sun every day. So, whatever. But that's all I got. Tomorrow is going to be arms, and I'm rather freaking excited. I'm going to change it up. I'm not going to go to the Sam gym tomorrow morning. I'll go somewhere else. Where that will be, we shall see. End it with a rhyme. I'll see you tomorrow.